Okay, this is Chapter 8, Section Section D, sorry. We are on page 266, Applying Appearance Attributes to Layers. Appearance attributes can be applied to things like styles, effects, transparencies. Um, these can go on to a single layer, onto a single object, onto groups. You can do this using the Layers panel. When an appearance attribute is applied to a layer, any object on that layer takes on that attribute. If it's applied only to a specific object, it's only applied to that object, not the whole rest of the layer. So we're going to apply an effect to an object on one layer, and then we're going to copy that effect to another layer to change all the objects on that layer. So we're going to click to the disclosure triangle to the left of pattern front. Let me collapse some of the rest of this. We don't need these open right now. And I want to go pattern front, and we're going to expand that and click the target icon to the right of the print layer in the target column. So we want print 1, and just select that, and let me click off. Let's see. Yeah, just on that. Print 1. Come on. Okay. Oh, it is. It's already selected for me. Okay, great. Now, clicking the target icon will select that object. We could actually select the object, but this means that we want to apply an effect, a style, or whatever we're doing just to that layer. Or actually, it's a sublayer. So we're just selecting that. That's the target. Now, when the target button appears as a double ring, which is this, that means that is the item that's targeted. A single ring like this means that's not targeted. It has to have the double ring on to be selected and the target. Now we're going to click on the opacity link in the control panel so we can get the transparency box, and we're going to choose overlay on this. Right now it's on normal, but we want to choose overlay. And you see how that blending mode changes the appearance. So for the print layer 1, the target icon now is shaded, and that means that that layer has some kind of appearance attribute that's been applied to it. Now, click next to print 2, and we're going to select that. You might have to double click it to get that to have the double ring on it. So now we're going to go back up again to the opacity to bring up the dialog box again. We want this time, instead of normal, we want luminosity. There it is. And we're going to change the opacity down from 100%. You can use the slider or type it in, and we're going to take that down to about 20%. And you see how that has changed the appearance in that section, or on how everything is reacting. So you can deselect. You might have to click a few times to just click off to deselect, or you can go up to select, deselect. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a clipping mask. The layer panel lets you create clipping masks to control where their artwork on a layer or in a group is hidden or revealed. Sorry about that. Now we'll create a clipping mask for the pattern that's going on each shirt. As we create the clipping mask, you'll learn about working with isolation mode so you can focus on specific parts of the artwork. So now we're going to click the disclosure triangle to the left of all main layers to hide their content. So the only one we want to see right now, well, actually we're going to go into isolation mode on pattern front. So enter isolation mode. Okay, that grays everything else out. Everything else is locked. We can only work with pattern front. Now, in the Layers panel again, click the Disclosure triangle. So we're going to open that up to reveal the layer content. Click the Selection column to the right of Pattern Front to select all of the content on that layer. Okay? Shift-click the Selection column to the right of the Path object to deselect it. There we go. Okay, that should be deselected. Yes, so only the print pieces are selected. And now with the selection tool, drag it, just click and drag any of these pieces over onto the shirt until it's kind of going off to the side here. And yeah, something like that. Okay? There you go. Wherever you're happy with it is probably fine. Now, in the Layers panel, a masking object must be above the object that it's masking. So you can create a clipping mask for an entire layer or a sublayer or a group of objects. We want to mask the content in the pattern front layer, so the clipping object needs to be at the top of the pattern front layer, which is what we did before. So now we're going to go to, because we've got this selected, we're going to go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back, which places that item below now the shirt, the shirt outline. Okay. Now, you want to select the pattern front, the entire layer again. So click and select that. So we're highlighting that in the layer panel right now. And now you should be able to do the Make Release Clipping Mask button at the bottom, which is this. And when you click that, the name of the path sublayer is underlined to indicate that it is the clipping path. And the sublayer has hidden the parts of the pattern content that extend outside of that shape. Now, click the Selection column for the clipping path layer to select the shirt path. Change the fill color on this. Okay, so we're selecting this, just this. And now we're going to change the fill color on here to black, because right now it shows there's none. So we want this to be black. And you can hit your escape key and you're going to go out of isolation mode. Now we're going to practice creating a clipping mask by performing the same steps on the back shirt. So we want to click the Print 1 layer and shift click to select the Print 3 layer, and that's going to select all three of those layers for us. Now we can take those and hold down your Option in Mac or your Alt button in Windows and drag that to the pattern back and drop them there. That makes a second copy of those, and we've got the pattern objects selected. In fact, what you want to do is let's see, pattern back layer. Okay, let's take pattern back, and we're going to go into, select that, the pattern back so you get everything. Go into isolation mode again. Enter isolation mode. Okay, now you're going to pick up all of those, all that background again, and we want to drag evenly. So we're going to start to drag, click and start to drag, then hold down your Shift key, and you're going to drag across. We want to kind of pick up on the back where we left off on the front. So how many pieces are we in? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4. So somewhere approximately like this is where we're going to drop this. So it looks a bit like the items are going to match if you were to actually create this shirt. Now we have these selected. We go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. That brings the white shirt outline to the front again. Select the pattern back layer again. Oh, I cancel. I double clicked or triple clicked and brought that up. And we're going to make the clipping path again. Okay. Select the clipping path again and go up and give this a black fill, just like we did before. Double click, triple click, whatever you need to do to exit isolation mode. And this is now complete. Now, since everything is done, I would save this. Okay. And then what you can do is you can flatten your artwork. Finishing artwork in a single layer file can actually be helpful for you because if you are to flatten this, everything goes into the order in which it appears, and it will delete sections and things like that. We aren't necessarily going to need to do this. I will show you what this does, but I want to see all of your layers so I know that you've been able to maneuver all of this. So this is where you would now go and file and save as your PDF for me. And this because I want to be able to see the layers, and in the PDF with preserve editing capabilities, this is going to give you, I'm going to see this, but I can open this up and I can still see all of your layers just like they are, like I've got them here, so I can make sure that everything is correct. If I take these and I flatten my artwork, I can delete empty layers and things like that. So what I can do here is go in, and I'm just demoing this. Don't do this, please. But if I go into flatten artwork, everything becomes one layer, and this gives you a single layer file. But I want to be able to see everything. This is just really difficult for me to go through and look at everything. And if you notice, my flattening didn't look that wonderful, and I took everything and everything became black. So that's not what I want to see. I want to see this. What we would have some other things to do in flattening this to make everything appear correctly. So we're going to stay with this, turn this in. We would need to flatten different segments of this and do everything individually to get it flat. A PDF file seems to work much better for most items. Okay,